Hi, my name is Blump, and I'm a low tier 2 cart PVPer. This is Frosprite.
Hello.
And she is a retired high tier 2 cart PVPer. Today we're going to analyze a low tier 3 cart ranked match, and analyze all the mistakes and habits of the players. Before we get started, if you like this kind of content and want to see more, make sure to like the video. I was thinking about maybe making this into a series, where in addition to analyzing the games, I also try to guess the tier of each of the players, Gotham chess style. I have no idea if anyone would actually want to watch something like that, so please let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in something like that. If you want to get your match analyzed, send your match in the Discord, and without further ado, enjoy the video.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, that was a good cart.
He focuses too much on restocking there, which I think is bad.
I feel like a common problem, which I think there's going to be more later, is people underestimate how good saturation is. Because he carted him and he could tell that his opponent didn't eat. So he knows that he has a health advantage, so if he just traded Chris there, he'd win. But he was assuming that he was losing and then lost his advantage.
He shouldn't be trying to cart this much. It is not doing him favor. He needs to be meleeing more.
Good pearl cart.
Oh, crazy. This is good aggro.
Something that he's doing is he's not considering the fact that his opponent is right in front of him. He's aiming directly at his opponent when he's trying to cart, instead of aiming to the side. Which I feel like a lot of low tier 3s have that issue where they end up hitting them with the arrow. Because either of those cards could have landed if he was just aiming to the side. He's taking the time to sort his inventory while you use the time to when you're re-gearing to sort your inventory.
I don't understand how people can play with an unsorted inventory. I fall apart every time.
Oh, I think he's leaving a bit premature there.
He could have taken the time while the pro was gonna land to cart him, but he just didn't.
That was okay. Even though he missed that, I feel like for low tier 3s especially, if you're trying to improve, going for carts that sometimes you'll have like a low accuracy for is always good. So it was good that he went for that, because if it did hit, that was definitely like really impactful. He looked like he knew that he was getting carted there, and he tried to right click, but he didn't get to his block. Something that I've been noticing is if you have a normal punch with literally anything can break a cart. So if you think you're gonna get carted, punch and then also go to your blocks and right click. Do both, so that if you're gonna block on top of their like rail and it wouldn't work, it could break the cart, just like a chance for that. Because you can see he's trying to right click. Like he tried to right click here, but he's on a cart. Because he's switching to his blocks, he just wasn't fast enough.
He also uses
he uses all of his bottles. Yeah, I want to talk about that. You never want to be using all of your bottles at once, because there's a lot of RNG with your armor taking durability.
He does have like a massive gap. If this goes to Dura, he's probably not gonna win.
That was good.
This is what I was talking about before with when like players will always go for double carts when they can. I think when he sees his opponent on this ledge, I think going for a cart here is good, or like, I mean here. It's a shame that he goes up too far, but I think if he had kept pressuring with sword, he could have gotten a kill.
Yeah, I do think that he should have pressured afterward, but I'd actually argue that the double cart was a good play, because if he had fallen forward, the second cart would have gotten him fully. But he should have aggroed sword afterward. Yeah, that was a good cart, but again, he like kept pointing at the opponent. There's another thing that I want to note for low tier kit, which a lot of people do, especially at like low tier 3, high tier 4, because when you join cart, you overestimate the amount of impact that carts have, and you end up spamming carts and ignore sword. And then as you get better, you realize that both of them are good, and you overestimate how good sword is. So for here, what he ends up doing is his opponent's clearly doing nothing. He uses all of this time to walk over to his opponent and go for a crit. There's no reason to do that, because he's clearly got the jump on him. You might as well card them. You have the space for it.
Opponent's just stopping to talk in chat.
Yeah.
I don't know
when you're in ranked, don't chat with your opponent. They're gonna get into your head and you're gonna play worse.
Yeah, I turn off chat for a lot of my stressful duels.
Good cart. He has a second cart in his hotbar. The reason why you play 2 carts in your hotbar is so that you have the opportunity to cart them a second time. Carts do around 5 to 7 hearts of damage on average. Usually like around 6 hearts is pretty safe. So when you have 12 hearts of health and you get cart once, he should be around half health. So he follows him into the hole, which is good, and he gets a crit on him. But then he never goes for the second cart. Because he is on a different level, going for the second cart here, after critting, is very, very good. And will often get a popper kill. And then he webs up and he follows him down because he's in the mindset of sword. So he wasn't able to swap, swapping from sorting to carting and back. Yeah. He was getting tunnel vision on sword because he was so focused on not getting hit by his opponent that he wasn't realizing that his opponent was really low and he could cart there.
Another thing is, once we're here, he realizes his opponent gets away, and then he goes for a cart and he misses, and then he backs up and tries to heal. But he could have just gone for that cart again, and then gotten away with it. Or, you know, he could have boxed up to heal. Like, he has a lot of free time here, but he just sits there and lets the opponent gap and then kill him. He had a lot more options, which would have been a lot better.
That's true, but that was good. See, that was good. That was good. He noticed, oh, I did 3 crits. He's probably low, and then carted. That was good. Huge. Nice. Wait, that was really good. That was really good. What he did there is he wait. Let me back up. So what he did there is he noticed, he was able to notice that he was much higher in health and he just hard aggroed. Yeah. And he was doing really well at carting, not getting tunnel vision because he went back to sword right after carting. And then once he had the distance, he transitioned back into carting and like secured the win. That was really good.
Yeah. See, this is a mistake with healing that I notice a lot in cart players that are around the skill level. He's backed up, his opponent misses a cart, and then he starts holding W. Then Tufty tries to gap here. He should either fully commit to this gap, or he shouldn't go for it to begin with. Canceling it here and going for a cart just does not work. He pearls away immediately after, which just makes the entire thing pointless. He should have taken that gap and then fully W-keyed him because he would have been full health, full stat. Or he should have pearled away, then healed.
Good cart. Okay, so I really like hole fights in cart PvP, personally, because the pearl takes so long to leave the hole. So when someone pearls out of a hole and they commit to fully pearling out of the hole, you need to hard aggro them, because you can get a lot of free damage. Because I do definitely think, like, yeah, if he didn't do that and he just went for a second cart, that would definitely hit. Oh, yeah, he got flabbergasted with the fact that he pearled out of the hole here. Like, this was definitely a misplay.
That was a very double cartable scenario.
Notice, if your armor durability is low and you know that you have no bottles, you want to make sure that you're aggroing now rather than when your armor is broken. Because if your armor is broken, it's going to be a lot harder to aggro than when your armor is like still holding on by a thread. You have to make sure that you're looking at your armor durability throughout the match so you know when to just like start hard aggroing to hope to win. Okay, hey, just save the rest. Save the rest. Ah, no, you're so close. And he lost the box. Wait, is that his last box?
Does it comfort him or what?
Okay, don't do this. If you take away one thing, from this entire video, don't do this.
Yeah, don't do whatever this is.
Like, what is this gameplay? What is this gameplay?
Okay, I will say he's really lucky that his opponent doesn't understand how cobwebs work. If he if you go into someone's hitbox in a web, you can still hit them when they're full web. You just have to be inside of them.
I think the vision of this is he knows he has so many pearls. I mean, he knows that his opponent has so many more pearls than him. So he's trying to put himself in a scenario where neither player can pearl. But yeah.
And he just loses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that was to
would
be
not
expected.
recommend
It was a good try. It was a good try. It was a good fight from both sides. It was pretty equal, but there were a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, I think his opponent just generally played it better.
I feel like the main ones, just looking through, the main ones was just like making sure that if you're gonna cart someone, make sure that your crosshairs to the side. Make sure that you are figuring out how to heal in such a way that you're not wasting a whole bunch of time and you're not wasting a whole bunch of durability for no reason. And you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of when to aggro and when not to aggro.
Also, remember your opponent is also a real person and they take a lot of damage and they make foolish mistakes as well. You can capitalize on a lot of that stuff really easily.